another theme that we've seen of this sort of Trump's transition phase between taking the presidency and not. I think that the main story here is pretty obvious. It's in the appointments. It's in a radical, extremist, far-right administration, which is a Koch brother wet dream. It's an agenda of hand over foreign policy, hand over resources to extractive corporations, gut the social safety net, increase poverty, increase inequality. It's a typical modern Republican agenda. Of course, you have to keep an eye on Trump, and of course, Trump is a potentially personally dangerous figure. But as I see it shaping, the bigger story is this is just a dangerous, radical right-wing administration. And Trump, oddly enough, is showing in this, at times, frankly, very amusing way, his complete comfort with throwing out every commitment he made to his supporters. Now, we know on one end it's the commitment to drain the swamp, and the whole thing is, being filled with Goldman Sachs and Exxon, the people that created the swamp. But it's also a willingness to throw overboard easy demagoguery and do it in such a way that is so naked and blatant and funny that it actually shows you, again, I think we need to be real, where some of his appeal actually lies, and also the fact that some of these people, some of his supporters actually kind of get it. So here he is campaigning or giving his thank you tour over the weekend. He's in Cedar Rapids, Michigan. He brings up Bill and Hillary Clinton also visiting Michigan, and in response to Hillary's name, you hear a familiar chant about lock her up. Watch how Donald Trump, or listen to how Donald Trump responds to this.
And Bill and Hillary, and they were going to Michigan. No, it's okay. No, forget it. That plays great before the election. No, we don't care, right?
That is the best. So someone says, lock her up. And he says, it plays great before the election. Now we don't care. This is another thing that I kind of find mystifying. I mean, some people are, I think it's when it is in the context of Ross and Mnuchin, and clearly you'll sign budgets that will attack Social Security and Medicare, and clearly you have no commitment to reining in corporate power, and you're lying about the carrier deals. When it is in the context of undermining commitments that he has made that are important, even though they were obviously always bullshit and lies, then I say, yes, take to social media, take to the media, take to platforms to point out his contradictions. But I notice in sort of another group of people sometimes kind of like dinging him for not following through on truly horrific things that he committed to doing in the first place. This kind of malleability is a good thing.
Well, and
I'm not complaining about this.
I think the other important thing is to watch the crowd behind him. And
Yes.
Can we go back, Kelly? Go back to the end of this video. You look at the way the crowd reacts to this, especially the women to his left. And we'll talk about it after.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That plays great before the election. No, we don't care, right?
She loves it.
See, they get it, and I think there's a tendency to there's this literalism and
Right.
irony, and that works on their side too. And a lot of these people have been able to. This is how they justify it, right? They think he's joking about that stuff, and when people when people like those women see the media react to Trump in the literal way, it's like a vicious circle of discrediting and like. I mean, I don't know what the solution is to that. It's just a hard problem.
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Over. Subscribe.